I'm going to unbox and take a look at Battle of Saratoga game from the Historical Game Company. Now, I've covered a lot of their games, not all of them, but I'm slowly collecting several of them. Some of them have been sent to me from Steve Kling, who is the proprietor and designer for the Historical Game Company, and then several I've just bought. I think I've probably bought more than I've gotten from them. They're that good, I guess. I picked this one up and a few others that I'm going to be, unboxing over the next several days to several weeks to several months. You know me, I always kind of pre-record sometimes and try to put games together that might fit a theme or fit a topic. But anyway, this one I picked up at the Blue Panther holiday sale. I don't know if it's called a holiday sale or a fall sale, but they had several of the games companies that they provide third-party sourcing for available for sale, and the Historical Game Company was among them. I think also some of the Blue Panther game. Blue Panther is starting to produce games themselves. So anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about the Battle of Saratoga now. Very, very pivotal battle in the American Revolutionary War, but this is going to get a Historical Game Company treatment, which means it's going to be using the same system with cards to basically, drive the action, and very nice components. So let's take a look at the back here and see what we have. Here's an example of the counters. Here's an example of the map, and the map will be a kind of a cloth linen finish type canvas map, which I really like. Here's an example of the cards, and these are the cards that are going to drive the action. So you're going to have a move. Each side will have their own deck of 10 cards, and then you'll draw a card on your turn, and it'll tell you what you can do. And then if you have to go draw a card and there's none available, then you will reshuffle and keep going through it. So a little bit of randomization going on as well. The cards will tell you how many units you can move, how many units can attack, and then several of the cards will have special abilities that will kick into play for that turn. Here's an example of the counters, and you can see you have a attack value, and then the smaller number above it is its range. The next number is the defense, and the third number is movement. So here you have some artillery that can't move, and the 7 defense is relatively high. So but you're going to roll a die, add the attack value, and then compare it to the defender's defense value. And if you equal or exceed it, then you're going to disorder it. And if you exceed it by 2 or more, then you will destroy it. So that's just a very, very basic summary of the of the system. Here we have fall 1777. General Burgoyne has set in motion his master plan to end the American Revolutionary War. All that stands in his way is a motley crew of Americans under General Gates, who has a running feud with the more competent General Arnold. Yes, it's that General Benedict Arnold. A desperate fight is likely to center around Freeman's Farm and the Americans' fortified position. The stage is set. The Battle of Saratoga is a low to moderate complexity tactical game covering the British attempt to break through the American lines. One player commands the British and their Hessian mercenaries. I need some coffee this morning. And the other players command the American forces. The game takes about 90 minutes to play. Well, let's get in here and see what we have in store for us in this box. And I'll put links to the other games I've covered, but the components, I'm a fan of the components, or at least their base game, how they do these things, how they provide the cards, the counters, and the map, especially the map. Blue Panther box, typical box here, sturdy, small, fits the bill. Here are the cards. Let's take a look at the cards here, see what we have. They do these little flip here. So you're going to have 10 for the British and 10 for the American. and that's just a printer block there. And as you can see on here, the card's just going to really drive the action. If you draw this card, you can move 6 British units, then you can attack with 5 British units. You get to decide which units do which, which move and which attack. And that is, really is your tactical decisions. But this is like your order limitations. And then you have special actions here. And all the cards are different and do different things. Like here, there's no special action on this, and you can only move 4 and attack with 2, so low supplies. So the cards are related to the actions that take place on them, or at least the titles. Arnold to the front. So there's an example of the cards. And I've done quite a few gameplay now as well, so take a look at that and you'll get a feel for, at least after action reports, so you get a feel how the games play out. There's your die. This is the map. As you can see, it's a kind of a linen cloth map there, kind of a canvas map. Really like the map a lot. And they don't take up a lot of space. They're really of a small footprint. They look nice. You have your game track here, boxes for eliminated units, and then any special information is on the map itself. Here are the counters. Not a lot of counters in this one. Little thick counters that you come to expect with Blue Panther sourcing. You can see all the counters there. And then they're double-sided. When you're disordered, this is the disordered side, and that's what its defense is. That's all basically what it can do. And then there's a marker for the game turn. And it's double-sided because you'll flip side of who's acting and who's drawing their card and doing their abilities at that point. And then the last thing we have in here are the rules, which are relatively simple. You're talking 4 pages of rules. Here's your terrain effects charts that talks about any movement effects or combat effects on there, but relatively simple and straightforward rules. And they're explaining the attack factor, defense factor, movement factor, and then the unit silhouette to tell the different types of units. You basically have a sequence of play is draw a card. So if it's your turn, you draw a card because it's going to determine again your move and attack. You'll do your movement. There'll be defensive fire, so if you move into range of some of the other side, they get a chance to fire. I think that's up to 3 units. Combat phase and rally and disordered units. And you can generally you can rally units that are not in the zone of control of the other side. However, some cards usually, well, it depends on the scenario, but in other games, cards might allow you to rally units at the beginning of your turn, even if they are in a zone of control, or affect rally in different ways. And here are the rules. As you can see, it is a dual column, and just explain some of the stuff I've already kind of talked about there. Again, don't necessarily play the game based on this video, but it's really not that complicated of a game to get into. So there you have it. That is what you get in a box of Battle of Saratoga. I really enjoy these series. It's not, I mean, they're all different battles, but I call it a series because it uses the same general system of the cards kind of driving the action. And I like that. I think these are easy to get into. They give you a feel for the actual conflict, and they really don't take that long to play and don't take up a lot of table space. So what's not to like there? Anyway, that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for stopping by. I know you have a lot of choices with your time, and any amount of time you spend with me is greatly appreciated. Thanks all. Take care. Thanks for watching.